Welcome. My name is G. You're watching Allastrology, and we're going to talk about October. Taurus, we're talking about your October. There's an eclipse coming in October. Yes, a Scorpio eclipse, because we're in some transformational times, and Scorpio energy is transformational energy. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about the eclipse for you. I'm going to talk about the sign that it's in, which is Scorpio. I'm going to talk about that it's a south node eclipse. I'm going to tell you what that means, that it is a solar eclipse. I'm going to tell you what that means. And I'm also going to tell you what area of your life this eclipse happens in. And then I'm going to give you a card so you have a nice visual. And then after that, I'm going to talk about Mars, because Mars is doing some stuff. All right. It's being very active. And I'm going to talk about where it's going to be for the next 6 to 7 months of your life. Okay. And then we'll pull a card for that as well. All right. So I'm mixing the cards up right now. And we'll start talking about your Scorpio Eclipse 2022. All right, Taurus. So you're having an eclipse. And it's interesting because this eclipse is happening in your 7th house. Okay. 7th house. Significant one-on-one relationships. Now, Scorpio energy in itself is about deep bonds. Okay. And there's different ways we can bond with people, right? We can also bond with things, but this is really more of a, well, it's emotional bonds, physical bonds, and these bonds are intense, okay? These can be bonds, blood bonds. It's Scorpio energy. It's shared values, like what we value, like me and my partner, what do we value? So it can be our material, tangible values. It can also be just as a whole, as a couple, what do we value, right? Because it's your 7th house, and your 7th house is your partner. Yeah, it's significant one-on-one relationships. Now, this can be business partnerships, okay? So for any of you that are in business for yourself, or, you might even be at a job where you're not in business for yourself, but you work one-on-one with people, this would be that, okay? So that's Scorpio energy. It's intense. So if you're partnered up with people, I'm going to tell you right now, these are people that you have soul history with. Yeah. These are people you have soul history with in some way, shape, or form, right? There's like the soul memory from other lifetimes. And so that's why you guys resonate with each other. Okay. There's that going on, right? So things can be intense between you. Intense doesn't always have to be bad, right? It's deep, intense emotions. There may be wounds. Yeah, there might be wounds. So you may have wounds about partnerships, right? That's a really good possibility. And if you do, there may be a transformation in that. Yeah, a transformation, a change within that. Okay, because Scorpio energy, its wounds are so deep and powerful that it has these vulnerabilities. And because it has these vulnerabilities, it feels like, but I don't think I can have a partner. Like, I'm vulnerable, right? I have this history, this memory. I don't know what it's from, but it's like, I have this fear. I can't get close. I can't let anybody in. Now, that's not to say that you haven't had relationships. You might have had relationships, but you may not have actually let anybody in. That might have happened. This is a south node eclipse. So when I say south node, it's a release. Yeah, it's a release and a let go, which is interesting because Scorpio energy is all about releasing and letting go. It's just what Scorpio does, right? It bonds and it's fixed on that bond, but then it can just let it go, okay? Letting go and a release, because it's a south node eclipse, okay? So we talked about Scorpio energy. We talked about that it's in your 7th house and what that means, partnerships. We talked about that it's a south node eclipse, and now it's a solar south node eclipse. So what does that mean? It means solar eclipse means it's a new beginning. You're going to get something new because it's solar, and solar is normally tangible. So what that means is release those old wounds, possibly releasing a partner that, like, the stuff just no longer serves you. This mate no longer serves you. They're toxic, whatever. There might be some of that going on. Shared values, or might be as simple as that, just sharing what it was we valued. I will say that Scorpio energy, though, is attached and is all about, can be shared money, can be taxes, can be insurance money. Okay. It can be inheritances. So there's a release, but yet there's a new beginning. There's a new beginning. Remember, 2 degrees. If I didn't tell you that, 2 degrees of Scorpio. Okay, this is October 25th. Do you have something at 2 degrees in Scorpio or Taurus? Because that's the way eclipses work. It's at one end and at the other end. Okay, so give it an orb, 2 degree orb. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees of either Scorpio or Taurus energy. Either one. All right. So now I'm going to give you a card and we're going to find out. We're going to get a little bit more detail, a little clarifier, just to give you a little bit more extra details before you walk away from here. They're telling me to not shuffle it anymore, just to cut it. That's what we're going to do. Cut it and take the card right there on top. That's what we're going to do. Card on top. Here it is. Work, domestic. This is their house in the background there. See Libra? It's a domestic relationship. Virgo is domestic in the home. And relationship, your 7th house. We talked about that, didn't we? Interesting. A release and a let go. Is there a shared value you once held with somebody in your home, in that significant one-on-one relationship, and you no longer hold that value? Yeah, this can have a lot to do with just simply you releasing a value. You can be releasing somebody, sure. But see how we got Venus here, Venus in Libra, significant one-on-one relationship. Okay. And then we got Mercury, a sibling, a peer, a neighbor, Virgo energy. So it's domestic, right? In the house. Now, because it's Virgo, it can be at your job as well. Because remember how I said that 7th house can be you're at work too, but Virgo also can express that way. So there's a communication, but it's a thought. You're letting something go. It's something you used to hold as a value, and you realize that no longer serves me. That's not my value anymore. It was once, but not anymore. And see how what they're doing? They're doing Virgo stuff. It's like not real flashy. It's not real like, oh, you're chopping wood. Oh, that sounds exciting, right? Oh, you're washing laundry. Oh, can I help? Like no, right? It's stuff that like, it's the mundane routines that kind of, yeah, they're just really important. They're really important for us to function and to have a good home life and then to be able to go out and work, right? So yeah, there's a release and a let go, but doing this will allow somebody new to come into your life or a new value to come into your life because it's a solar eclipse. It's a new moon solar eclipse at 2 degrees, Taurus. Use this to your advantage. Set your intentions. October 25th. Okay. Now, your Mars energy. Let's talk about this. Your Mars energy is going to be in your 2nd house of money and income. Okay. Mars in your 2nd house. Now, what does that tell me? Well, it means you're going to be taking action because this is income and money, but it's values as well. And wow, we just got done talking about what you no longer value, right? So this is fascinating because that means Mars is showing support for taking action, support for your income and your values, right? So are you going to be looking for a new job? Are you going to be considering other things you can do to make money? Because this is Gemini energy. So there's a lot of thinking going on. But just remember, Mars can be impulsive. So think things through before you take any actions, before you sever any cords. All right. With Mars is that it wants to be first. All right. So it can also have, because it's in your 2nd house, it's about your creature comforts. It's not just your money and your income, but it's literally the stuff you value in your life. What do you think of when you think, hey, I'm going to write down this list of my valuables? What's on that list for you? Right. There's your answer. Okay. So whatever that is, you're going to be taking action to either acquire more of it or to secure it in some way. But there's some sort of a physical action you're going to take with your body. All right. Just remember, Mars has little patience. And if that begins at the end of October, all the way to like April, no, all the way to March, Mars is really impatient. Okay. So keep all that in mind. And now we're going to pull your card. I'm hearing to just take the one that's right on the top. It's very different today for you. Love it, love it, love it. Woohoo, look at that. Look at how beautiful that is, Taurus. Oh, I love it. The abundance card. Heaven is sprinkling just beauty and light upon you, right? Your ability to create. Yeah. Leo energy, your individuality stands out to speak, to shine, to radiate. And then you got Jupiter, which is spirituality and religion, justice, freedom, right? Truth, right? Speaking your truths. Yeah, I love this for you. And you're being supported. Look at all the stars. The stars are opening up, the sky is opening up, the stars are coming down, and they're supporting you on this endeavor. Just so you know, Sagittarius and Leo energy, they trine each other. Trine. This Sag is learning, extended education, but it's also wisdom. It's also wisdom. Okay. Leo energy is about creating, expressing, but it's also, you're like an authority on wisdom in some way or shape or form in your life. So expressing and talking and creating. Remember, this is fire trine energy. So very expressive, very bold. Be wise with your words. Just be cautious about subconscious judgments on others, and that others may throw subconscious judgments on you. But this is supportive for being optimistic and positive. Okay. Using the optimism and positivity is the path that you're going to take. That's going to lead you to make this an easy process for the next 7 months with your Mars energy in your second house of income. Ooh, I like this for you. This is beautiful. And I like that you're getting fire trine energy in your second house of money and income, because Jupiter is known to add to things. Awesome. All right, Taurus, enjoy your October. So below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.